1.
Yeah. Doc Mockty. I take 7 rednecks, put them in the line, then add 7 more crackers that ran out of time. It'll take 7 more devils to save these off mine. That's 21 demons dead at the same time. Take 7 rednecks, put them in the line, then add 7 more crackers that ran out of time. It'll take 7 more devils to save these off mine. That's 21 demons dead at the same time.
It's Doc, let me calm down. Get composed, keep the gun close. Put these demons where the sun don't shine. Wally, Mugabe, Mati, Matulu with the juju. Heal my people and can shoot too. Down by law, bound by blood, encountered love. But the hate is what keeps me grounded. Cause never forget, never forgive. Past to present, dilemmas is present and resentment. So the question is, when is the procession gonna be more than the rhetoric? Since the pressure's evident to get the F out of Dodge. Magnums charged up and I ain't even repping for Dodge. Grab your arms and start prepping for war. Shoddy, roddy, shoddy. How ironic, my accomplice. Pro-black, anti-white, and my worldview is jaundiced. Sticks with no silencers, cause them joints is federal. Pigs can find they partner slump with mashed potatoes on their temples. Black. And the world keeps spinning and they keep stealing and they stay killing, but we stay living, but they keep dying and ain't no forgiving. Nah.
Welcome to Baba TV once again. We in Brownsville, and this brother, the last time that I interviewed this brother here, he didn't go in like I wanted him to go in, you know what I'm saying? So we are back for round 2. You know what I'm saying? This powerful young man is going to express what he have in his mind to give to the people that will open their eyes and let them realize that a young black man has something to say in this day and time.
Preach, brothers and sisters out there. Just maintaining, you know. We're going to talk about what we got to do as a people. We just got to stick together, support black business, you know, and just stop the cooning. Like, cooning getting out of hand, you know what I mean? Just, we got to just stop being coons. I know sometimes can't call you coons because sometimes you don't wake up. You know, everybody wake up at their own time. But it got to be harsh. You got to call them coon. You know what I mean? But thing is this, y'all. We gonna support each other. Who we gonna support? You know what I'm saying? Stick together, support each other. Motivation, positivity, motivation, determination. Don't worry about penetration. There you go. You feel me? I'm out here, you know, just giving meditation vibes to energy to my people. You know what I mean? Give thanks, glory. That's about it right now. I come back with some more round 2. Thank you.
Nah, you ain't escaping, brother. Come back here, man. Nah, that's too fast, man. Come back over here, brother. Nah, man. What do you think we have to do, man, in our families, man? What is the responsibility of the black man in the household?
Oh, a black man in the household supposed to be the head, the leadership. But you know how it go. The hood is supposed to be ran by females. You know why? You know? So, I guess if the man not in the household, you know, it'd be a whole bunch of just people in the hoods and whatnot, but basically ran by the females. You know? Because I don't think they give a single man, housing in the projects. I mean, I never heard of that. Maybe I'll be wrong. But they do some cases. But okay, but you know, it's supposed to be the man being the head. But sometimes let the woman be the head, you know what I mean? But I'd rather you to see that men be the head of the household and do their thing as fathers. We need that out here, you know? Okay, it's very emotional torn if we not have the head of household, you know? And that's what we need, you know? So we stick together and have our family stick together. There'll be more stuff to go with. You know, that's all we need, you know?
Thank you very much, my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Next time, man, have some more to say, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, I got a powerful brother.
Yeah.
all the way from Harlem. Come down here to Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? To hang out with Baba Seville, man. You come out here to hang out with me, man. Come on over here, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, come over here to hang out with me, you know what I'm saying, this evening, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I want you to express, man, something to the people, man, about what we can do to change the state of mind of our families, because we know that the family is the root of teaching, guiding, and everything else coming out the family, man. So give us some insight on what you feel we must do to change the dynamics.
Well, I can't do anything to change it, but we collectively are pretty much, matter of fact, that's a lie, we collectively are totally unstoppable. So the key now is to simply turn our love inwards. I'm going to offer you a secret weapon that's not going to sound like a weapon at all unless you know how to use your divine African mind. I'm simply going to say turn our love inward. Because it seems to me like black folks have mastered hatred. We hate greater than we love. So that's going to take some personal work to just flip that. We got to flip our own script. Nobody on the planet gives a damn about us. Not even us. And until we change that last part, we can't prosper. We can't move forward. The goal is to get out of this slave mentality that we have adopted that does not belong to us and pick up our way again. See what I'm saying? You know what your grandmama taught you ain't what you practicing. And that's all I'm saying. Make her proud of what she gave you. You said she ain't here? I said, yes, she is. If you practice what she taught you, she'll live again in what you do. And that's what I say about all the elders who made the transition. There's no such thing as death among us. It's eternal life. That's what it means. Live on. And if you carry on their works and remember their names, they will live on. And so will we. The goal is to leave a legacy, not a stain. You know, like a pile of poop on a white shag carpet on a Sunday evening when you're about to have company. Right. The goal is to be an asset, not an asshole on the set. We got a whole lot of work to do to flip our own script. If we want a better world, as I've always said, we got to get busy changing it for our own selves and for our own children, so your children will have a future. If you want it better, do the work. You've heard me say at a meeting one time, and I'm not going to stop saying it until you get the message. What we won't do won't get done. What we don't do don't get done. The reason you don't have institutions in your community is because you throw your money away. We live like slaves. We talk like free people, but we live like slaves. And until you start talking like you live and living like you talk, it's going to be chaotic. You have to take the chaos out. I spoke for Sonny Carson's birthday, and here's what I told him. I'm going to tell him the same thing I told you. SOS. In one case, it could mean danger. In this case, it means setting our own standard. And that's what we need to do. There is no standard in the black community. Anything goes, and that should be acceptable, specifically to black men. We have to take these communities back, one street, one youth at a time. If you love them, tell them the truth.
Let me ask you another question, brother. I mean, I see that a lot of people talk about unity. Talking about the black people have to get together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to unify. Marcus Garvey came with the same message. Mm-hmm. Elijah Muhammad came with the same message. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sojourner Truth came with the same message. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know, a whole lot of black great people have came with the word unity. Mm-hmm. But yet and still we have conflict in the so-called conscious community, with brothers going after brothers who's supposed to have intelligence, who's supposed to have, you know what I'm saying, insight on not, or to stop themselves from causing a conflict against one another. But yet I see, supposed to be. But I'm saying a lot of people are talking about they want to kill this person, or they want to harm this person, or they want to do this. But these are so-called conscious people who have intelligence, who read a couple of books, who watched a couple of DVDs, who have some insight. Why is this thing constantly happen to us who's supposed to be awoken, eyes open?
Because we're practicing something we learned. Okay. We're practicing something that we learned from Christianity. I didn't want to cover that.
Well, I'm having an issue. It's clear now.
Okay, got you. All right. Well, like I said, the goal is we're calling ourselves, and we practice something we learn from Christianity. They talk a lot of Christianity, but they haven't learned how to live it. The same thing applies to the quote-unquote conscious community, because these are people who just came out of Christianity. So they never learned the lessons in Christianity. Now they've come to consciousness with this same lackadaisical, mediocre attitude. You know, it's half-assed, if you will.
Right.
See what I'm saying? This is an extreme way of life, okay? Either go all the way or none. I have this analogy I use. I said, well, what we are doing is we're trying to mix sugar with shit in an effort to get Kool-Aid. And even children know you must start with Kool-Aid and stay with Kool-Aid. Otherwise, the babies will tell you, that ain't Kool-Aid. Now, how is it the babies are smart enough not to drink it, but we adults drink it? You see what I'm saying? And these are the problems. We got to learn how to live this way of life. If you tap into Kemet, you'll find it truly is the most beautiful way on of life on earth. But it's not something many of us are brave enough to step up to. Now, don't take this wrong, but I'm going to say something about a community that I love dearly because they my little brothers, the rappers, okay? The rappers function from the same mentality as the Christians do, okay? It's not an all-the-way kind of thing. Like, they're in the music industry, but they won't learn music. You see what I'm saying? If it's a 100-yard race, if you're the best in the 20-yard race, you need to sign up for the 20. Don't get in the 100 because you can't make it all the way. And that's what the problem is. You need to learn music. Music won't hurt you. It'll help take your craft to a whole nother level. See, with the Christians, they got 10 commandments, right?
Right.
But if you look at Kemet, you'll find the 42 negative confessions. That's 32 more commandments, right?
Right.
If you look at the Book of the Dead, you'll find 147 declarations of innocence. So they're only 137 off. So you see what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not all the way. And then if you look at Christianity, they're breaking the hell out the 10 commandments they got on a regular basis. They can't even live up to that. You see what I'm saying? We got to get extreme about this. If you ain't real about it, why are you playing games with it? The lesson I've been trying to get across to Christians for years is you can't be H-O-L-Y until you become W-H-O-L-E.
Right.
So is it possible to be holy if you're not whole? See what I'm saying? Their book says, study to show thyself approved. Most of them are preacher worshipers. If the preacher don't tell them, they ain't gonna dig into it to find out. And then if they read it, they don't know how to comprehend accurately. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, I call it religious masturbation. You ain't going all the way, you just going halfway. I'm saying, okay, if God has blessed you all the way, the whole time, we've been here longer than anybody on the planet.
Right.
We should have wrote the book. But instead, you got it from some other folks who hate God. And see, the one thing I do want to say is this. Serapis. Many of us know what that is, right?
Of course.
You trying to sell me Jesus, and I'm
study.
saying, don't be offended, but go look up the term Serapis. And that'll clear up a whole lot of things for you about this being that Europeans created to have you enslave yourself, really. That's what's going on. I call religious people Greece, G-R-S, because religion is a global retardation system, and churches are global retardation stations or satellites. See what I'm saying? A place to go so you can just freeze yourself in time.
All right. So Serapis is Jesus.
No.
Is he?
Serapis is something a European created.
Oh, that's created.
Yes, because see, he wanted to be a king. He
All
wanted
right,
to
so
be a pharaoh.
let me ask you a question.
He wanted to hang out with us.
So what happened at the Council of Nicaea in 25 AD? What did they create? Constantine and the boys. What did they talk about in this particular council? What was they discussing that they changed, you know what I'm saying, Jesus into something that he wasn't? Because Aries was telling them, listen, Jesus never said that.
That's
Jesus never did that.
He never existed.
He never walked in on the water. He never did all the stuff you're saying he did turn, you know what I'm saying, fish into bread, you know what I'm saying, or all the stuff that you're saying he did. What was that about?
Well, to simplify it without getting into a lot of dialogue that I don't clearly understand all of it correctly, I'll simply say this. What they did at the Council of Nicaea is they colonized the name of God. Plain and simple, okay?
Colonized.
They colonized the name of God and left you in position to be self-enslaved. Like I created a term, I call it AMMT. That means we are America's misery maintenance team. They created a program to psychologically destroy you. They perpetuated it. I mean, they perpetrated it. We perpetuate it, which means they put it in place. We carry it on. The AMMT, which is us, the America's misery maintenance team, America created a machine to destroy you. We wake up every day feeling obligated to oil it and make sure it works well so that it can kill our children in the future. This is what needs to stop. I'm simply saying to us, you've heard me say this before, love and truth are our weapons of mass reconstruction. Now, those are two qualities of God, okay? I won't even step into the Jesus thing, but two qualities of God, okay? God loves us, we must love each other. God's word is all in total truth. It ain't partial or mixed or alternative. It's all straight ahead truth. And that's the way we have to learn to live. Take the truth out the mix, and you got absolutely nothing. You got chaos, which is what's going on among us now. We're trying to live somebody else's lie. I think it was Wade Nobles who helped me understand the definition of power is the ability to define reality and have others respond to your definition as if it were their own. And that's what the problem is. We grab their lie and we're running with it. You know, like the Columbus discovered America. Right. When you have to be that fast stupid to not know the difference between a disease and an invasion.
What are we going to do about these holidays, brother? Because a lot of people don't talk about it. You know, black people, man, you know what I'm saying, dealing with Easter, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, you know what I'm saying? You know, all of these different religions, man, and they spend a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Even some so-called people who have common sense.
Do they really?
What? All right, but why are we so stuck on things of this nature, man? And one thing I gotta say, man, and even got me, I have to fight myself. It's this sport thing, man. You know, like the playoffs and, you know, football and I mean, why is that so embedded inside our minds, our bodies, and our souls that we got to sit up there and watch white supremacy in action? What is it about that sport thing, man, that entails people who are intelligent to still watch it and enjoy it, man? You know what I'm saying?
The way I see it is, and I simplify it by simply saying that we are presently worse off than dope addicts. Because at least the dope addict knows what the hell he's hooked on. See what I'm saying? These are the games we play on ourselves. And see, you can be hooked on more than just drugs, you know, the ones that they talk about. Right. We got all kinds of things we are addicted to that we have to control ourselves, which is why I'm pushing the Know Thyself Summer. Just take the time to get to know you, not the nigga that you know, or the nigga that you allowed white folks to create within this divine being. We have to go deep within ourselves. Find the God. Well, I call the process simplified by saying, deep within every nigga there's a God. My goal is to push the nigga off, and you know you see folk walk around with the shirt say, I can't breathe. Okay, I want to push the nigga off and let God breathe. Plain and simple, because I'm telling you, this is all we have to do. Deep within every nigga there's a God. The goal is to let the God in you breathe. Matter of fact, give it priority in your life. And I ain't talking about just in word. I'm talking about in deed on a consistent basis. Yes, we're hooked on a whole lot of things. But like I said, just like we got on these things, we can get off of these things. You know, I was telling a brother the other day, I said, you know, it's amazing. I don't deal with sports. He said, why not, man? It's this, that, and the other. I said, dude, they buy, sell, and trade them niggas every year. What does that sound like to you? I never thought of that. I said, now how the hell is it you are an intelligent being? You've gotten this far in life and you never noticed that they buy, sell, and trade these men? And then the trip is, none of the money ever come back to the black community.
Let me say this. Why are we so comfortable with that word nigga, man? Because I hear it a lot, man. Why are we so comfortable with it? I hate it myself,
but being that they exist,
right.
I suggest let's get rid of that being or that character or that personality, and the word will disappear. But we won't stop practicing niggerism. But we want to get rid of the word. No, get rid of the practice and the word will disappear.
That makes a lot of sense.
Plain and simple.
That makes a lot of sense.
See, we don't want to do the work. Like right now, the black community or the hood, because we've taken the neighbor out of neighborhood. Okay? The hood is so disparaging because we don't have any control. We just hang out. Okay? No community, no say so, no nothing. Because see, the difference in a hood and a community, the hood is where niggas hang out. Your community is where you store your wealth. But we don't see any wealth, not even in ourselves.
Correct.
And this is what had to come back. You start showing the dignity that you have within yourself, on your street, in your home, and your children will pick it up and carry it on. See, there's a thing in place called the alchemical process of transformation to perfectibility. Now, I know that's a mouthful, so I'm going to say it again slow. It's the alchemical process of transformation to perfectibility, okay? I'm going to break this down for you very simply. Let's say your grandfather was a master carpenter, baddest carpenter in the land, okay? Your father came along. He taught your father everything he knew, okay? Your father became better than your grandfather. Then you came along, okay? They double teamed your little butt, right? The love was coming from every direction. Now, you're a better carpenter than your father as well as your grandfather. But what if granddaddy was a damn fool? The exact same thing applies. I cried the first time I ran across a whole family, 3 generations, all in prison. See what I'm saying?
Right.
The alchemical process of transformation to perfectibility. You can be perfectly intelligent or perfectly stupid. And these are the mistakes we've turned into ways of life, making the same mistakes over and over and over. I'm saying if we want a better world, we have to get busy creating one. See what I'm saying? I've been passing out this copy of a DVD by a brother named Bobby Wright. And Bobby Wright breaks this down very simply. And the DVD is almost 50 years old. You know, like we were talking about these messages, old messages. I carry around a piece by Frederick Douglass called Freedom. I always said, here's a message from 1857, and we still haven't gotten the message. That's a new kind of retarded, ain't it?
All right, you say that, brother, and it sounds very profound. Sounds very enlightening. But at the end of the day, man, you know what I'm saying, you got a lot of people, man, who have information, but they don't apply it in their own lives,
and that's
brother.
what the problem is.
I mean, I'm
if
trying to figure it out.
What good is it?
Now, we got all these different scholars, brother, who's going around the country doing lectures on different topics, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, genocide, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, science.
Covered everything, all of
You know what I'm saying, whether it be, melanin. You know what I'm saying, whether they talk about HARP, the machine that control weather. You know what I'm saying, whether it talks about, man, what's going on in the sea. You know what I'm saying? Whether they talk about the X chromosome, the Y chromosome. I mean, we're talking about different elements that should have transformed our minds, our bodies, and our spirits and made us a new creature. Like it says in the Christian world, being born again. If you get information, it should stop you from doing the stupid shit that you were doing before you was doing and before you got any knowledge. It should transform you into a new, complete person. But why we have intelligent people, so-called, still doing stupid shit? What's causing that?
I hate to make this sound so simple. Choice. That's all it is. Life is but a series of choices. That's it. Now, what I suggest is we should set up a situation for ourselves where we're making consistent positive choices. Because there is a thing in the universe, like it, know it, accept it or not, called karma. And karma knows everybody's address. True. You ain't that slick. You see what I'm saying? So this is what we have to do. Set up a string of positive choices and you will reap the karmic rewards from that. But most of us think we slick. We'll do positive, 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 slip in a negative, positive, 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 and we don't understand it. When you put that negative in, everything you did before that is erased.
Don't count, huh?
You have to start all over again from square one. Wow. That's why when you talk about reincarnation, I don't know about reincarnation. I do know we are eternal. And the work you don't do in this life, when you come back, you got to start right there. There are no social promotions, okay?
Wow.
So this is what we have to understand. If we would just choose to become responsible, we could change our world almost overnight. We don't want responsibility, and I understand that because nobody ever taught us how to think. They told us what to think. And we don't like responsibility. If you think I'm kidding, look around your black community, and you see all these black babies with no fathers. You see what I'm saying? Now, you know damn well they wasn't produced without a father.
No, they wasn't.
See what I'm saying? Somebody had to deliver a seed. Now, how did these babies have no fathers? You see what I'm saying? That's nothing but irresponsibility. We're carrying ourselves just like slaves. You don't mind having the fun, but you don't want to do the work.
Right.
When will a day come when we'll make up our mind to see what we run from, the responsibility, as a part of the pleasure? raising what you produced. See, that's just a change of thinking.
All right. Let me say something real fast, man. You know what I'm saying? Bobby, get over here, brother. I need to ask you some questions, man, before this gets out of control. You know what I'm saying? I really do. You know what I'm saying? I really need to ask you some questions, man. When the brother last week or 2 weeks ago was interviewing you, brother, you know what I'm saying? You was talking about, your mother and, the part of, you know what I'm saying, dealing with your mother's part of the family and stuff like that. But your father was never brought up. He was brought up but very minute. You know what I'm saying? I want you to give the world, or me, let me know exactly who your father was and what kind of part or role did he play or did not play in your life to make you who you are today.
Well, he's the essence of who I am. My father is a very intelligent man who, when he planted the seed in my mother, and I'm glad because I really wanted to go, I thought about that after the interview, got drafted into Vietnam War in '68 when he got my mother pregnant. Like, she was probably 3 or 4 months pregnant, and they drafted him. It maimed and mangled his mind. He used to tell me that, he had a semi-nervous breakdown, and half of it was him running game on them to get out of there, but by him running the game so intensely, it became his reality. My father is a very strong man who wasn't there with me every step of the way, but he put me in good hands, and he was there. And I have a relationship with my father. He remarried a black woman, got his head screwed on straight, and got a beautiful black woman. What was I gonna say? He was still is one of the top he used to take me to off-track betting, and back in those days he was in the New York State newspaper as one of the top 5 professional New York State bettors in the country, which means if he goes there, it's a sure one. He used to teach me the difference between the compulsive gamblers and people who can control it, the difference between the professionals. And I actually have an uncle somewhere running around in Harlem that I never met. Right. And Lord help y'all if I ever meet him, because I'm coming to town. Yeah, yes, sir. So, no, I look up to my father. I respect my father tremendously. And he's doing good. He's doing well for himself.
All right, it's something else I wanted to ask you, Bob. You said you did a lot of studying, man, you know what I'm saying, and you said you respect Farrakhan. I mean, Farrakhan, you know what I'm saying, is one of your idols, you know what I'm saying, What is it about Farrakhan or things that he says that that you feel is so profound, and it gives you, you know what I'm saying, the power to do the things that you do and to do the things you say?
Well, the teachings that he got from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, for one, and the way he articulated the teachings. After I had heard Malcolm, he was like next in line, and he's had like a nurturing type of spirit, in his manner of teaching the truth, and I just gravitated, my energy clung to him right away, and just, the strength given me, anybody who followed any one of Donald B. Elijah Muhammad's students, he just had that flair, that spark, that power, that, and like I said, knew how to use language. I didn't speak very well. Still, I'm not the best, but I used to practice in the bathroom how I would go out on the job and crush crackers. Right. From the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad through Malcolm X and through the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And once I got stronger in the truth, they couldn't, just a little bit of the information, and they couldn't handle me. So, and then I started reading more when I got with Brother Rafu and Tahuti and Kemetic history, then they started laying some heavier information, and of course then my Rastafarian brothers, but I never picked one over the other, and I don't tolerate that around me today. These are all of our people. I don't care if it's the Hebrews, I don't care if it's members of the Nation of Islam, I don't care, what stream of thought that we come up under. We have to at least be as intelligent as the bee. The bee goes to all the different flowers looking not for the difference, but looking for the similarity, and he takes the thing that bee takes takes the nectar and brings it back to the nest and makes a honey, which is a healing for man. So I don't make no distinction. I love the Hebrews. For all of my people some of my people on Baba TV who don't appreciate when I put the Hebrews on there, I'll just say like Brother Sankofa, eat the fish and spit out the bones. Learn how to distinguish and discern. And I would expect that my people have grown to the point where you can discern for yourself. Like when you listen to Captain Tazoriak, you say, I might not agree with everything he believes, but I like that brother. He comes with practical, realistic knowledge that our people need. So I take that approach when it comes to the rosters. I take that approach when it comes to the Nation of Islam or any other religious group. That's what the red, black, and green means. All of our people, not some.
We can give the European for slavery, but we can't forgive our brother because they have a difference of opinion. Isn't that a new kind of crazy or something? White folks never ask your forgiveness, but you forgive them. But you can't forgive your brother.
I don't want Baba to go nowhere. Come on, Baba. Come back here. Come back here, Baba. Now, you just said that you were taught different elements from different, people coming from different concepts and different schools.
Right.
Tell me something about the Egyptian experience that you have learned.
That all of Kemet is the origin of all the major Western religions. It's the birthplace and the cornerstone. Not that we might not have civilizations even older, but it's that Kemet is the oldest recorded history. And so, that was one thing that I learned. I learned that intermixing, which stuck with me, was the thing that tore Kemet down. That intermixing was the thing that helped the white man to tell the damn lie that Kemetic or Egyptian civilization was white or mixed at best.
All right, so, Baba, tell me something a little bit about what you know and what you have studied about melanin. What is melanin?
Of which I don't have too much on the outside, but yes, sir. Melanin is at the core of the black man and woman's pineal gland. It's the thing that induces hearing, taste, speech, vocal. That's why when you hear our brothers and sisters rap, those lyrics, it's just white folks can never do it in the same tone. Right, it's like there you go, a sharpener. And so I would say, that's my basic understanding of melanin.
Wow, man. Baba, see, man, he's been learned. He's been studied, brother. Yep. Is there such thing, man, with the last answer, Baba, is there such thing as the Illuminati?
Well, illuminated, that's not a bad thing, really, to be illuminated. It could just be, your mind is awoken. If you're a melanated being, as far as I'm concerned, you illuminated. But the negative connotation of Illuminati, I don't know. Sometimes, with the conspiracy theories, we go a little bit too far. Even though we know that what the white man did to the Native Americans and General Amherst, I think it was, just sent smallpox up to the blanket. So we know that that's not a theory. That's not a conspiracy. That's actually happened. But some of us just go on this expose of Illuminati and all this. All I need to know is this cracker is my enemy. The ones who are running it, they always plotting on us. And if there is an Illuminati in that negative sense, it would be the white folks in power and white folks in general. Yeah.
Thank you so much, man. Now, brother, come over here, man. Let me ask you a quick question real fast. You know what I'm saying? Now, with all the chaos and confusion, man, that's in the so-called conscious community, man, you know what I'm saying? What do you think as individuals, what we have to do to change our behavior?
Very simple. Start by changing yourself. That's the best place I know to start because that's a lifetime journey. I've been pushing this thing called a Know Thyself Summer. Now, once this is accomplished, I'll go ahead and give it away. Many have said the journey towards knowledge of self is a lifetime journey. But if I can trick your dumb ass into starting that journey this summer, are we not that much farther ahead? That's all I really want to do. I'm tired of my people being the dumbest people on the planet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because that's not the way God planned it.
Right.
I'll stake my life on that. See what I'm saying? We are beautiful people if we ever got to know ourselves. But we have picked up this alien format and run with this thing like it's ours. So what we've got to do is create a way to get back to ourselves and fall in love with ourselves. So that when they're murdering our brothers and sisters, our response to it won't be inappropriate as it's always been. Because the appropriate response to murder is not to go out and wear out some shoe leather and say, we don't like you killing us. I think the people who are killing us know that we don't like to be killed by them. But if your response is a weak one, you're probably going to get a weak justice if you get justice at all. And that's what the problem is. We've got to change our approach to things because, like I said, they're dealing with us like we're non-entities. Why? Because we act as if we are non-entities.
All right, my brother, you know, I mean, at the end of all this confusion, man, and chaos, man, I want to say this, man, to the young brothers who are out there teaching or whatever you call yourself doing, man. Stop all the conflict and confusion in front of the whole world, man. Because all of y'all are doing stuff that's making us look bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to call no names, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to say no names. I don't have to,
because there's too many.
it's a whole lot of people that's out there causing confusion, man, making people who supposed to be deaf, dumb, and blind and supposed to be looking at us as something that they would like to be one day.
That's right.
But we are showing them that we are just like them. We haven't changed our attitude and our perception of what we look at differently. We are doing the same thing we done before we got information, man. So-called conscious community. And these are all the big people who supposed to be scholars and everything else, titles that they want to utilize or put on their names. We are acting like complete idiots, man, on things that we are doing in public. And behind this camera, man, this camera is causing people, man, to do things and say things that they should not say on camera. Because people are watching us, man, at the end of the day.
Self-hatred expressed.
You know what I'm saying? Man, people supposed to have information and knowledge, and it should transform them. It should change their lives, man. All these people who's supposed to be teaching and changing people with this information that they got, why is it not making you act like a different person?
Choice.
You know what I'm saying?
Choice.
Now, my brother keeps saying choices.
That's what it is.
Do we have a choice to disrespect a woman?
You always have a choice.
Do we have a choice to disrespect a man?
Always have a choice.
Do we have a choice to disrespect our family members?
Always have a choice.
Do we have a choice to disrespect each other?
We always have a choice.
So why is there so much conflict in the conscious community, man? Why is one fashion going against another fashion? Why is one so-called agency going against another agency?
It's another cycle.
Why is one blog talk, why is one station like Bible TV going against another station? You know what I'm saying? Why is that still happening and we call ourselves conscious? And we call ourselves woken ones?
Chaos excites the freedom. Well, let's deal with just freedom, the topic of freedom. I said freedom ain't free. It comes with total responsibility. And the key is to get this, once you get this freedom, understanding that all of the hats that must be worn for free people must be worn by us. And the key is to not, once you get this freedom, to not turn into something as bad, if not worse than those you had to fight to get this freedom. And that's what I see us doing. That's what you were just talking about. All this chaos. You get a little bit of power and you lose your mind. That's what happens to many of us. We're not used to it. We get a little bit of power and we get drunk with power because power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So we tend to have lost our minds once we get a little bit of power because we haven't taken up this Kemetic way of life and made it the way we live. It's just something we mouth on occasion every now and then when we're in the right company. But we live in a different kind of life. So I asked the question Ayanna Van Zant asked, how you living, black man and woman? How you living? Talking, Kemet, is one thing. How you living?
So to end this whole thing, man, right now, man, I want to say this to all the people, man, you know, all the brothers out there, man, who are teaching or doing lectures or whatever you call yourself doing, man. You have to accept the example. People are watching you, man. So whatever you're doing, man, is not right and exact or is not going according to righteousness and you're not really waking the dead up, you're putting the dead to sleep. Or you're causing confusion. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you are doing, man, as an elder.
That's right.
As an elder, man, I'm telling you, young brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? Stop the confusion. Stop the chaos. Stop all the arguments, man. You know what I'm saying?
And only we can do this.
Stop it, man, because until we stop this bickering over nonsense, over stuff that doesn't make any sense, people all around the world would be laughing at Africans, man. The so-called ones in America who's supposed to be the sharpest. Out of all the Africans around the whole world, we're supposed to be the most intelligent ones. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be the most learned ones. We have to stop acting like niggas.
Like you don't know when I know you do.
And the cracker created the nigga. But we have transformed that nigga into an original black man, African. You know what I'm saying? Who knows right from wrong. So stop making an excuse when you act like an asshole in front of the world. Stop making excuses that it slipped. Or, you know what I'm saying, I made a mistake. Stop making mistakes because you're not only costing yourself, you're costing everybody.
So do what your grandma said and pay attention.
Peace and black power and support Baba TV.
And please know that we love you more than life itself. Stay strong, African family. Hotep.